Great. Your name? Abhishek. Very good. Now, can you tell me what's your mother tongue? Your mother tongue? Very good. Fantastic. Perfect combination. Now, he's Marwadi, right? And he is Hindi. That's your mother tongue. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to imagine that we have a donkey out here, right? And he is the owner of the donkey, and he wants to buy this donkey. The only hitch out here is he's going to talk in Hindi and he's going to talk in Marwadi. So you have to convince him to buy the donkey, and you have to convince him to make it half the price that he's asking for. No Hindi, no English, no other language. Right? You have 2 minutes. Give the time. Start. Yeah, you can just come closer and speak a little louder. Yeah, speak louder.
कम फर्स्ट क्लास है बेचने के लिए हाँ बेचने पे 10,000 10,000 हाँ 50 किलो वजन होता 50 किलो बहुत ज़्यादा 3,000 ये मैंने देना
Now, can I have one more volunteer here? Someone who speaks a totally different language. Anjali. Yes? Come on. Very good. She speaks Tamil, right? Malayalam. Fantastic. Now, she's suddenly coming here and she sees both of them haggling over this poor little donkey. Now, she's going to go and speak to them in Tamil, and she's going to convince him to sell it at a lesser rate and convince him to buy it at a greater rate. Right? Go and just ask. No, just ask. Decrease the price, and you need to tell him to give him the price. Speak in Tamil, no? You know English. Malayalam.
కొళ్ళు गधा है नहीं गधा है ये
Thank you so much. So you tell me, what do you think I was trying to convey through this little skit that our three wonderful performers were trying to do? Can you tell me, what do you think I was trying to convey to you?
Right communication.
Absolutely, the right communication is important, because at a point he said that I don't understand what you're saying. Right? So what is being communicated is very, very important. Unless you understand what is being communicated, you cannot understand. It doesn't have to be a different language, it can also be your own language which you have already studied in. And the second point which I would like to add is how you communicate. Now there are certain points during this trilogy, if I can call it as that, where they were able to understand each other, though they didn't speak the same language. And that is because of the body language. Right? So when he pointed out towards the Gadha, the fellow knew he was talking about the donkey. When he used his fingers to say 10,000, for example, he knew what he was trying to say. And when Anjali, the mediator, came and tried to speak to them, they understood that she was trying to communicate. Right? So, point number 1. What you communicate is important as how you communicate. So, what and how, both are important. Can you repeat after me? What and how. Both are important. And if either of them is missing, then the communication is incomplete. Because if you do not communicate what you want to communicate, that person cannot understand. And if you do not do it effectively, it's not the same. Smile, have a nice, beautiful, pleasant expression. People are ready to come and meet you right away. Frowning expression, bad language, maybe derogatory language, superior sort of a conduct, nobody wants to talk. Right? So what and how of communication, both are equally important. Now, when you're giving a speech, it may be 2 minutes, it may be like she's coming and talking about the donkey, he's introducing the donkey, in which case there are three elements which are very, very important for a wholesome and a comprehensive speech. One is your introduction, the second is your body, and the third is the conclusion. So for example, introduction, he can say, I have a beautiful donkey. It's a very healthy donkey and it can carry how much? 50. You mentioned 50 kilos of load. That is the introduction of the speech. Now the body of the speech will be some extra points. The other day, he could carry more than 50 kilos. It was a steep road and still he walked. That's the body or the meat of the speech. And finally, his conclusion would be, so, why don't you buy this donkey? I'll give you 50% discount. Actually, it's cost 20, but it's 10,000. And that is the conclusion of his sales pitch, as you can call it as. So, if he is able to do it very effectively, this person might be convinced and might be able to meet him midway and talk to him and buy this lovely donkey and go back home. Right? What he does with it, I don't know, but he's definitely going to be buying this donkey. So, introduction, body, conclusion, all these are important. Second point, get to the point. It's very, very important that you get to the point. Have you sometimes heard people who go on and on and on, they keep on talking and finally they say, okay, what do you want to say? Come on, get to the point. Right? Or they can say, alright, so what is your point? What is the point you're trying to make? Sometimes when they're speaking, you just go off to sleep because you know that, towards the end you'll understand what they're saying. I know a friend of mine who used to get a very, very boring, long conversation from another friend of hers. And that lady would keep on talking and talking and talking. So what she would do is, hello, how are you, blah, 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 and then she'd keep the phone down and she'd do all the work and everything and then come back and pick it up. And that lady would still be talking. Alright? And then finally she'll say, okay, please get to the point. What are you trying to tell me? We don't want this to happen to us. So, guma ke, speaking and all that, that should be totally avoided. So how do you avoid that? Three things you must remember. Can someone narrate to me the first three letters of the alphabet? First three letters of the alphabet? A. Very good. Clap for her. Right. Not because she knows ABCD, all of you know that, but because she was so smart and immediately standing up and immediately giving the response. Good. What's your name? Aditi. All right. Aditi Mazumdar. Prabhu. Okay. There's one more Aditi Mazumdar. She's not come. Okay. So we have two Aditis. That's great. Alright, so A, B, C of communication. A stands for accuracy, B stands for brevity, and C stands for clarity. If you're accurate, to the point, and whatever you want to say is bang on, then obviously the communication becomes more effective, it becomes shorter. Second is brief. Be brief. Just say what has to be said. Now if someone asks you, how are you? Don't go to a long story about how you were and then finally, how are you now? They just ask you, how are you now? That's it. If you ask them, so by the way, did you get my gift? So don't say, oh my God, you don't know what happened. In the morning I woke up and I did this, I did that. And then finally, after a long time you come to why you did not give it. They will forget what this question was, ultimately. So accurate, brevity. That's the second one. Be brief, be brief and be to the point. Hamlet and William Shakespeare said, brevity is the soul of wit. If you want to be very witty, in other words, very clever, known for the intellect, always be brief. It's better to speak for short, to the point, rather than long. And finally, it is clarity. Be clear. Don't use technical words if your audience is not technical. Use simple, easy to understand language. Explain definition, explain difficult words, and so on. Look at this word, apprehension. If you are very apprehensive about what is need to be said, improve your vocabulary. Automatically the other things can be taken care of. Finally, your body speaks. Body language consists of postures, gestures, eye contact, and facial expressions and tone. These are the 5 things that the body language consists of. Firstly, is the way you stand. Now, if I'm going to be standing in this way, in a slouch, I look so lazy, I look so casual, I look very different. But if I am this way, moving around, you're supposed to move around because it shows that you are flexible, that you are very comfortable in whatever you're doing. But if you stand here very quiet and you stand, it shows that you can be nervous or you're an introvert perhaps. Second is the way you sit, the way you stand. Can I have all of you sitting up straight, please? My God, it looks like as if it's a Spanish wave. all of you moving so much, it means that you're always slouching up till now. When I said sit up, it means that you really made an effort. And then if you walk also, the way you walk also, with a lot of enthusiasm. So when I say, can I have the next volunteer instead of walking and just come up this way? It shows that you're really eager. Right? Can you demonstrate? How can you show eagerness while walking? Come on, come on.
Run.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Right. We had a Toastmaster in the conference who was around 70 years of age. And when he was called, he came running and he actually jumped on the stage. And that was really very well appreciated. Facial expression, smile, have a nice pleasant expression when you talk. When you frown, when you're nervous, then it becomes a problem. Okay? Then the third one is your eye contact, maintain eye contact. Is there anyone in this crowd who feels that I have not looked at them? Anyone? Is there anyone in this audience who feels that I have looked at them? Can I have a show of hands? Every person. Let me be honest and say that I have not looked at each and every one of you. But still you feel that I have looked at you. Why is that? Because if I look in the general direction, all of you feel I am looking at you. When I look here, all of you feel I am looking at you, and the same out here. That is why in a classroom when a teacher says, can you please give me the answer, there will be 3 children who will stand up. Right? Because all of them feel that the teacher is looking at them. It's not like she's cockeyed or something like that, sir. All of them feel that. So, eye contact, look in all the directions. Don't look at the ceiling, at the fan, at the window, or down and so on. So, eye contact is very important. The fourth is your tone. The tone, how you speak. Enthusiasm. For example, I can say, my name is Rama Gautam. Interest, pride in my name, pride in my identity. If I say my name is Rama Gautam, so what? Rama? Kama? Tama? What's your name? And then someone says Sachin, I say, oh Manchin. It's not nice to mispronounce a name. Your name is something that you're proud of. But if you don't say it properly, people are going to mispronounce your name and you are to be blamed, not them. So speak with enthusiasm, speak with energy, speak with a lot of confidence in your tone. Attitude is indicated in the tone. If you are very superior or if you feel that you are really a very great person, the attitude shows. But if you feel that humility and yet pride and yet confidence, yet self-respect, then again that also is shown in your tone. And finally, you have the last one, that is your posture, your gestures. Hands. People ask me, what do I do with my hands? I say, use them. How do we use them? Now, if you keep your hand here down, it's very difficult for you to bring your hand up. If you bring it up, then it's difficult for it to go down. Keep it in the middle, keep it in the center. When you do this, then you can take it up, you can take it down and bring it back to the center point. Use your fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many of you? This way. Use your fingers. When you do that, your body moves. Your flexibility automatically comes, your confidence develops. And when you look at everyone and you see smiling faces, can I see some smiling faces please? Then you feel much more better, isn't it? Right? So in this way you can improve your communication and you're able to do a lot of things in your life. As a student, as a working professional, as a homemaker, as a husband or a wife, as a child, anyone, daughter, son, you're able to make a mark with that. So just remember, communication counts. And what you say is as equally important as how you say it. Can I get a promise from you that all of you will remember these things? Yes. All right. Let me have a small quiz. What do you mean by ABC?
Accuracy,
Yes.
brevity,
Very good.
clarity.
Very good. Right. You also have 5 W's of communication. Otherwise, your communication is not complete. Can you give me the 5 question words? What?
How, when,
How?
when,
Why? Where?
When?
When? These are the 5 W words. All these 5 W words should be there. If they're not there, your communication is incomplete. You heard of the song Saath Samandar? Have you heard of any other words with 7? 7 seas, 7 continents? Anything else?
7 days in a week.
7?
7 days in a week.
7 days of the week, good. 7 wonders, absolutely. 7 is a very magical word. In communication also you have 7 things that you need to remember. One is your communication should be complete. What, when, where, why, how, everything should be there. Second is it should be concise, to the point, which is A, B, C. Third is courtesy. Be courteous, smile at them, right? And make sure that you're being very polite when you talk. The fourth one is clarity. Be very, very clear in what you say. Speak loudly, volume, intensity. All these things should be there. Next is correct. The grammarian would vouch for that. Correct English. That is grammatically correct language. The next is cohesive. One point should lead to another point to another point. Otherwise it is not cohesive. And finally you have coherent. Legibility, understandability. You should be able to understand what the person is saying in terms of language and in terms of the way he speaks, his diction, speed, and so on. So remember, ABC, what and high of communication. The third thing is 7 C's of communication. And finally, one more acronym I'm going to give you, POTA, P-O-T-A. POTA, P stands for the purpose of your communication. What is the purpose? What are you trying to convey? Inspiring, convincing, arguing, giving information. What exactly is your purpose? The second is the opening. If you open effectively, they will listen to you because they know that something very, very important and interesting is going to be coming around. And the third one is the takeaway. The takeaway is what is the message that you have got. And finally, you have the audience. Audience is very, very important. If you give respect to your audience respects you. So it's not about me, it's not about I, it's about you. So you element should be fine. It should be very important. So can you tell me, what will you take away from my educational session today? What will you take away? Come on. ABC of communication. Good. What else? Anyone else? POTA. Right. Very important. POTA. Third? The 7 C's of communication. Right. And the last one? The 5 W's. Right. These are the takeaway from my section. So please remember this. Practice it. And I'm sure, as they say, practice makes perfect. I'm sure you'll also be able to become perfect communicators tomorrow. Thank you so much.